Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stephen Breach coming to you here today with the WWE DVD update, but we're not talking about WWE today. We are actually talking about ECW. I was able to pick up 4 more of the ECW DVDs. I started this a few months ago where basically I didn't have any of the ECW released DVDs through Pioneer Entertainment. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Pioneer Entertainment down there on the bottom in late 2001. I don't know how these DVDs came out after ECW was closed. It wasn't like they were making money on it. The one story that I've sort of put on to myself, maybe if I'm able to meet Brian Myers and ask him, or maybe even Paul Heyman. Brian Myers, of course, did the ECW Extreme Conversations. They were really, really good as a podcast that they got put out. I haven't watched any of the ECW not pay-per-views, the DVDs since I've got them. I believe there's only 12. I'm waiting until I get them all and then kind of watch them in order. See if there's anything to them. I'm guessing that they're going to have the music stripped out of them, but then again, maybe they were able to squeak through because they were on the ECW, and who's picking one of these bad boys up to see what the heck's on it? And see if, Sandman's coming out to Metallica or anything. One thing I did notice is on the bottom, it does have a thing for the rights to a song. This is Extreme. I'm guessing that's what they use for their theme song on the DVDs. So my guess is that they're probably going to be stripped. On the last interview on Extreme Conversations, he talked about he actually had bought on the secondary market, didn't give us a link, an ECW Blu-ray set. I forget how many he says. It's basically, I think it's all of the pay-per-views, music intact, like it's directly off of the pay-per-view feed back in the day. So worked my way up to picking that up. But like I said, I got 4. I can't remember how many I had, but we're working towards, I believe 12 is the magic number that's a complete list. Head on over to WWE DVD News, which I think now is always going to be that in my mind, but WWE Network News, maybe something like that. You type in WWE DVD News, it's going to get you over to the site. But we're going to start off right here with Wrestlepalooza 97. A lot of these DVDs, they've got wrestlers on there where you can only see a little bit of them. I know one of them I was kind of debating, is this Taz? Is this Devon Dudley? Right here we just see a dude's chest. We see a saw spinning and some sparks coming off of there. I think in 1997, if I'm buying a DVD at an actual Best Buy or wherever you would see these, that one store that was in the mall, not FYE, but it was just like VHS and DVD place. You saw wrestling stuff there that you never saw anywhere else. If they had a girl work at the counter, I ain't buying this that day unless, no matter what I wanted on. I would have been embarrassed out of my mind to just basically get a bare-chested wrestler. Might not even be a wrestler there on the cover, but Wrestlepalooza 97. Got lots of matches on there. This one's from Philadelphia, PA. You can never really tell what's the main event. They put the matches on in a weird order in the back. But you got Shane Douglas versus Chris Chetti, the FBI versus the Pitbulls, Dudley Boys versus the Sandman and Balls Mahoney, Terry Funk versus Chris Candido, Raven versus Tommy Dreamer. We've got Jerry the King Lawler, Sabu, and Rob Van Dam challenge Team Extreme. Taz versus Sabu, Shane Douglas versus Taz. Wow, that's weird. Taz wrestles twice and Shane Douglas wrestles twice. And then we've got the Eliminators versus the Dudley Boys. This one, I believe, came off of the Amazon, about $20. Only damage, I think, is that sort of hole in the back of the case right there. But then again, you're buying a DVD from 20 years ago. You're going to get what you're going to get. We've got ECW Barely Legal. This is from April of 97. This is their first pay-per-view they ever put out. This one, the Eliminators versus the Dudley Boys. We've got Lance Storm versus Rob Van Dam. Michinoku Pro 6-man action. Shane Douglas versus Pitbull 2. Sabu versus Taz. Terry Funk versus the Sandman versus Big Stevie Cool. And then Raven versus Terry Funk. If you were able to go out and find the ECW Rise and Fall DVD, the first printing when WWE didn't know for sure that was going to sell, the hook to get you to buy it was ECW Barely Legal was the third disc in the 3-disc set. So there are sets out there where you can get this as an official WWE release. Funny, the logo that you see here is the logo that they use on the DVD. So I still don't understand what Pioneer Entertainment is. I think it's part of the Acclaim sale, but that's the one thing that someday I would want to know. When they wanted a video game, they had to give part of the company, the percentage, to Acclaim. And I think Acclaim owns Pioneer Entertainment, and they're just releasing stuff trying to make their money back. That game sucked, by the way. This one right here, the one I'm most pumped about, ECW Dudley Boys Action. Best of the Dudley Boys. There's 2 releases of this set. I cannot find what the difference is. I don't know if there's one with an extra disc or not, but they list it on there as twice. I think more likely there was just probably 2 printings of this because of how popular the Dudley Boys were in WWE in 2001 when this would have came out. Only bad thing about this is it doesn't come with a lining on the inside, and it doesn't really say on the back what's on here. So you go up, you look at this in the store, you can read the back, but you don't know what matches are the best of the Dudley Boys. So we'll have to find that one out. And this one right here, Guilty as Charged 2001. This is January of 2001. I believe it is their last pay-per-view. So it's funny that they would pick to release this one. But Cyrus and Jerry Lynn against Christian York and Joey Matthews. Danny Doring and Roadkill against Hot Commodity. Nova versus Chris Hamrick. Tommy Dreamer versus C.W. Anderson. You've got Mickey Weprek, Tajiri versus the FBI versus Super Crazy and Kid Cash. Simon Diamond and Johnny Swinger versus Balls Mahoney and Chili Willy. Tables, Ladders, Chairs, and Canes. The Sandman versus Justin Credible versus Steve Corino. And then the return of Rod Van Dam, RVD versus Jerry Lynn. You can see that in 2001, before they finally got put out of business, when Paulie Heyman showed up on Monday Night Raw, they were kind of running on fumes. Rob Van Dam had an ankle injury where he hadn't really worked in months. And, you always have Tommy Dreamer. You always have Jerry Lynn. Balls Mahoney was there. I guess you can say Steve Corino, who was their main guy. The Sandman had come back from WCW. Justin Credible picked up the ball when a lot of people left. But that roster is looking pretty thin. No Taz, no Dudley Boys. A lot of those guys that headed to WWE and never looked back. So, they were kind of limping, but, it's kind of like ROH. How many times did WWE take guys from ROH, put them in developmental to get up to the main roster, and ROH was able to find the next great superstar and just keep building on what they were doing. Every time you thought they were done, when you took a Seth Rollins from them or something like that, or a Bryan Danielson, they found a way to rebuild and get back up out of there. So, Guilty as Charged 2001. Like I said, I think that puts me at 8 of the 12. So we just got 4 more rolling in. Been using Yahoo and Macari to pick these bad boys up. So let me know what you guys think. Peace out.